Hey guys, sorry I've been gone a while. There's a lot going on, and I lost interest in posting, um, posting for a while, at least posting a video. Um, but something's come to my attention with Minneapolis and what's going on down there. Yes, it's terrible. Obviously, people are outraged. Sorry, there's just I saw something today where yes, Donald Trump, he's going to send the National Guard, the Army down there. He says they're with him, the military, but the governor of Minnesota is a Democrat. I don't get that. I guess he thought he was a Republican. He usually goes after Democrats whenever he can, but that's beside the point. I just wanted to say that yes, stealing from businesses is not the answer. It's not. You shouldn't destroy businesses. You shouldn't steal from them. But I understand the outrage. This happens all the time with police officers and white police officers killing black suspects. But I don't think it's ever been this brutal before. The last real, they've all been brutal, but usually the cop would, they would choke the suspect in the neck, and this officer, who's just now been arrested, thankfully, turn the light on. Anyway, he has been arrested, thankfully, but there was a lot of pressure for them to do it. I mean, they really had to be pressured into it, and I'm inside. I'm very pissed myself because of what's gone on and what these police officers have done to oppress black people for so long. I mean, what did these white supremacists, the real looters, the white supremacists at the top of the food chain and the 1%, what did they expect would happen? Did they really think it was just going to go peacefully? We've tried peaceful protests for so long, guys. Eventually it boils over into stuff happening like that. Now look, I don't condone that, but I sympathize with the people who did all that stuff and burned down the police department. Maybe next time you won't oppress people, white supremacists in power. Maybe next time you won't do that. And maybe next time you'll treat your citizens with more respect. Otherwise, those police departments are going to keep going. And who knows, maybe that's how it's meant to be, Eventually, you do it so much, you eventually get the karma you deserve. That's not the only thing I wanted to talk about, though. Donald Trump saying he's going to say the looting starts, the shooting starts, that's terrible. I understand that. But he's done it before, people. He's threatened murder before. You shouldn't be that surprised with Donald Trump. You just shouldn't be. He does stuff like that. That's just who he is. We shouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, he's done it before. Maybe we're surprised in the fact that it's been a while since he's done it. Maybe that I could kind of understand, but don't be surprised that Donald Trump did this. That's who he is. What I am surprised at is Joe Biden. He's got no room to talk. Especially, just last week he told black people on the Breakfast Club that they weren't black if they either weren't voting for him or they were considering between him and Trump. So that alone gives Biden no room to talk on this tragedy. I mean, the entitlement with these people is insane. By the way, if he is president, I'm going to get a restraining order against him, just for being a terrible person. But anyway, it's not just that. I mean, that alone gives him no room to talk. But Joe Biden authored the 1994 crime bill that led to all this racist policing and this otherwise just completely terrible system we have where white supremacy reigns above all and the rich get what they want. And, well, the rich stuff might not have anything directly to do with it, but yeah, the racist policing and white supremacy in our police departments. Joe Biden was the architect of that bill, and even just 5 years before he talked about his crime bill in 1994, he tried to push Reagan in that direction. I believe it was in 1989 when he was, or maybe it was 88. I know it was somewhere in the mid 80s, either toward the beginning or the end of Reagan's second term, when Reagan himself had Alzheimer's. Yeah. He had Alzheimer's back in 1984 and didn't die until 20 years later, so who knows? Biden might make it to his early 90s, but again, beside the point. We have to put up with Joe Biden and his crap for at least 5 more months. You know, we're stuck with him. He's a sack of crap we have to deal with. He's a burden on everybody. You know, he's a piece of shit who needs to go. He doesn't deserve to be the nominee, bugging people with all his baggage and ranting about useless crap and how creepy he is. He shouldn't be doing that. He's a piece of shit for that. DNC, you have time to fix this. Look, even with what Donald Trump says stupid, you know, and terrible to threaten to murder people, that's stupid. But Trump could tie Biden back to the 94 crime bill and said, yeah, well, your crime bill led to all this mess. And look, it's only happening in Democratic states with Democratic governors. Trump will politicize this. Trump will do everything he can to ensure that Democrats are blamed for this. And in some instances, he will succeed. I think he will succeed because Minnesota has a Democratic governor. Kentucky has a Democratic governor right now. California's always had a Democratic governor. And something in North Carolina happens, they also have a Democratic governor right now. I'm not trying to politicize too much. I mean, although you should politicize in the fact that you want to end this, that we need to end this racist policing. Look, Trump's going to tie Biden back to this, and it's going to work to some extent. It will work because Biden's 94 crime bill, it's terrible. And he called black people, said those people were beyond the pale and that they needed to be taken off the streets. No, Joe Biden is beyond the pale, and it doesn't matter, you know, he had all those tragedies happen to him. It doesn't matter that he spoke, that he's trying to, seem hip and all of that. It doesn't matter that he's had so much tragedy happen to him. It doesn't matter that he puts on a pretty face for the cameras. It doesn't matter that for some of you older folks it hits you right in the feels. It doesn't matter. We need to take Joe Biden off the streets. We need to take these white supremacists out of these police departments. Take them all off the streets so they stop oppressing people. We need to take white supremacists off the streets. Because those white supremacists are beyond the pale. It doesn't mean, we keep them in society so they can hurt anyone else. The severe ones that cause all these crimes, we have to take them off the streets. And that includes Joe Biden and his terrible legislation that led to all of this. Look, Donald Trump says stupid things. He threatens murder on people. We shouldn't be surprised by that. He's mishandled this pandemic, yes. But he could get the economy back running again. And Joe Biden, he's not going to do anything to, if he wins, he's not going to do anything to change. He's not going to do anything to change this. He authored this. He's not going to change it. He authored this. He's the reason. He's maybe not the only reason, but he's a big reason we have the police system we have today. And black people keep getting killed by white officers. Yes, Trump should not be threatening murder. I get that. But Biden has no room to talk. You don't get to author a crime bill that creates all of this, tell people that they're not black, they don't vote for you, or if they're considering voting for you or Trump, and then say you're sorry. You don't get to do that in today's world. So, Joe Biden, fuck you for creating this terrible system. And fuck all the people at the top killing innocent black civilians. That's white supremacy at its peak. I'm not going to say at its finest because it doesn't deserve. White supremacy deserves no compliments. And I'm a white guy, by the way, and I can't stand white supremacy. So, yeah. To those of you doing these violent crimes, I don't condone what you're doing, but I sympathize with you. I do. I understand how you feel. You don't deserve to be oppressed. You really, really don't. My heart goes out to you, but please, I know you're trying. I know you're making your voices heard. That's great. You should make your voices heard. Just try to keep as many people out of harm's way while you're doing that. I do encourage peaceful protests, but if they're not listening to you, I sympathize with you, and I do wish the best for you. And to the families of those who have lost people to this senseless type of violence and racism. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, I'm thinking of people who recently died under systems. Everyone else too. I'm sorry you have to go through this, I really am. And you know, to the person who created this system, Joe Biden, I'm not trying to just make this about the presidential election, but what I'm saying is Trump says stupid things. He's gonna threaten murder on people. He's gonna do that. That's not that surprising. It shouldn't be that surprising. But remember, Joe Biden, if he tries to speak to you, remember he created this system. He's the reason, maybe not the only reason, but he's one of the main reasons why this system exists. Do not believe anything he says that's going to try and help you, because he doesn't mean it. He may try to help other communities, but black people, no. He's trying to use you as his backbone, as his backbone of the party, while Joe Biden wants to pull up black people's shirts and start whipping them, and the only thing stopping him is he has a D in front of his name. So, yeah, fuck the white supremacists, fuck Joe Biden, and my heart goes out to the people suffering and the people protesting. I love you guys. Seriously. I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you, and I wish the best for you. I hope everybody gets what they deserve, and I hope the people who have oppressed you, they get jail for the rest of their lives, and they don't get to see another penny of money. And may the victims rest in peace. Thank you.